I told you guys in my last video that I wanted to give you a comparison between a genuine vintage tube amp. In this case, this is a 1953 Fender Deluxe made in Fullerton, California by a technician named Julia, with a modeler. In this case, a Fractal FM3 that has an Austin buddy patch on it that's meant to sound like a deluxe tweed amp. I was told that the best way to do this would be to take the same mic that is modeled on the Fractal and mic this amp, give you guys that audio sample, and then put this through the same preamp and give you guys that sample. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to, again, give you my thoughts and conclusions at the end. I'm really glad that you guys demanded this second test because it demonstrates really well what I was trying to convey about the experience of playing the modeler in a live room versus the experience of playing a vintage tube amp, say, in your basement. Whereas the modeler, as you guys pointed out, does not just emulate the amp and the cabinet, but also the microphone that sits in front of it. This is just an amp, so there is no microphone. So when we do a test like this, where basically your phone is now acting as the PA, you get a more direct comparison of what the audience would hear if you were to play both of these amps. Whereas I feel like the last video, what it's supposed to do is convey what it feels like to be in the room when you're playing a modeler through an FR versus the tube amp. Really, my opinion hasn't changed. This is basically a nice vintage car that doesn't really leave my house for live gigs other than like intimate recordings and very intimate small bar gigs. The modeler is what I would use for a stadium or festival show. If you want a more in-depth opinion, I think the last video pretty much has my opinion on what it feels like to own and play these two amps, but I wanted to make this second video so that you got an actual real representation of the two different sounds. And frankly, they don't sound different. I would be shocked if you guys could tell the difference.